Here's a little bit of lore that I wanted to share. If you watch Scaramouche's trailer, you would see the boy described in the Husk of Opulent Dreams as ill but with clear eyes. While there was no clear statement of why the boy died, save for the fact that he was cremated in the end, it's theorized that he is most likely afflicted by the horribly destructive and maddening disease known as the Tatarigami. However, this encounter is most likely decades old given that this was pre-Fatui Kunikuzushi. If you've played the Washizu World Quest or have been to Higi Village, this was the disease that ransacked and ravaged the entire land as a remnant of Orobashi's divine soul, turning into plasmic ichor. Returning to the cutscene, we see that despite Kunikozushi's best efforts, the boy doesn't make it. However, an interesting layer of lore that we see in this scene is Kunikozushi holding lavender melons. Lavender melons, at this point of time, wouldn't have much significance to him, but they are a potential parallel that Kunikozushi is doing his best to cope with this situation despite knowing almost nothing about the Tatarigami. Given that Kuni's story is about the world being a tapestry of lies, this actually feeds into another interesting parallel that is tied into the inhabitants of the village that were afflicted by the disease decades later, when the resurgence of the Tatarigami came during the battles of Watatsumi and the Shogun's army. The seals of the Tatarigami were broken by rogue cultists. This caused the return of the maddening aura and plunged the entirety of Higi Village into nothingness. Quote, "Higi Village is taking on too many refugees from the mines, and we're starting to run out of food supplies. All we can do is put our wealth together and divide it back out between everyone equally. Of course, we'd better put some cash aside to buy food for the pirates around these parts too." During this time of crisis, the village had traveling doctors to assist them. A traveling doctor known as Yasumoto tried to help the village, but was unable to because the power of the Tatarigami was too much. Instead, as a form of self-deception to cope with the guilt, he gave them lavender melon soup for the people. The head chief Washizu at the time even called Yasumoto a fraud, saying that all he does is boil lavender melon with no medicinal properties whatsoever. It's fascinating to see moments in history repeat like this, even if it doesn't seem like they have a connection, meaning that this scene was most likely Kunikozushi's blind yet desperate attempt to make the boy feel better despite knowing that he can do next to nothing about the boy's disease. I just thought that was interesting. Fascinating to see history repeat itself. Anyway, here's just a little bit of lore for today.